How about Jesse in New York? Jesse, you are live. Hey, how can we help you?
Hey, I was calling because I'm in a situation with my mother's a fundamentalist Christian. She also has a lot of mental health issues she's struggling with and has been struggling with. And she has a lot of issues with boundaries. So she's not okay with me being trans. But she also wants to be around me, but will not acknowledge the fact that I am trans, and it's okay. Like, I don't expect anyone I haven't even expected her to use my proper pronouns or anything, because I know how she feels, and she's totally against it, so I'm not trying to force something that is not gonna, so, but she won't even acknowledge, like, she'll pretend like if I don't talk about it for a while, like, it disappears. Like it never happened. And then, like, I recently mentioned how I had to start my medication again. I can't even remember how it came up because I came off of testosterone while I had COVID. Just because, I mean, there is a little bit of an increase for like blood clots and stuff with COVID, and I was on another medication. And I'm like, I may temporarily stop this. And so a few months went by that I was off of it. And then she acted like, when she heard that I was getting back on it, she does this thing where she acts like it was a thing she's never heard of before. And I was like, yeah, I have to get back on my medication. And she was like, what, why? And it's like, she acts like naive. And it's like, well, you know why? And then when I say why, she like lashes out and goes into, oh, it's evil and your counselor must have brainwashed you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to put boundaries in place to prevent this from happening, because I keep getting verbally attacked anytime I go to defend myself or the subject does come up. So it's not just a matter of her having her opinion and not calling me by like my pronouns. I'm 28, I live alone, but she also, if I don't speak to her and I give her space, then she starts to worry. The night before I went to get medication, she was actually like circling my block, waiting for me to leave my house. So like, she doesn't understand boundaries, and I'm just trying to, there's a lot of rambling. I don't know how to even start to put those in place.
Yeah, it feels very charitable for you to say she doesn't understand boundaries because, yeah, sometimes people don't. Like, I mean, I'm a very awkward person. I'm a very obnoxious person. And I know that I accidentally transgress across people's boundaries in terms of, standing too close or talking too loud or whatever else. That doesn't really sound to me like what's going on here. What do y'all think?
Or go ahead, Kara.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. Yes, it's a boundary issue, and she's going a step further. It sounds like when you're talking about how you'll have to have the same conversation over and over again, almost like she's, in denial about this even happening and just cannot square that circle in her head that this is going on. It's clearly not something that she's not approaching this from a position of let me try to understand or let me see if I can figure out how we can work through this in our relationship. She's not doing that. It sounds to me like she is not approaching this in good faith at all. And so you're being very, like Christy said, charitable in trying to figure out how to work through this. And you're taking the full responsibility for this issue on yourself. It sounds like she's not prioritizing this relationship the way she needs to be at all. I don't know if you guys have more on that.
Yeah, I think like I would just want to like send you like thoughts of like strength, because I know that when you are trying to set boundaries down with a parent who has like historically not respected them, it's really easy, and they will, if from the sound of what you've already told us about your mother, it's possible that she'll even maybe employ some tactics to reinforce the sense of guilt in you for setting those boundaries. But like, it's so important for you to know that nobody is entitled to your time or to your space or to your company, especially not if they're not going to respect you, your like basic humanity. So I hope you have some sort of network in place, be it a therapist or a friend or someone you can go to. So if you are feeling guilty and like you might want to let her transgress those boundaries again, that they can maybe be like, how about you come hang out with me for the night? And we like give you some time to work through that feelings. That way you can, get through it and realize that not only did nothing happen, but you maybe will even feel a little bit empowered knowing that you kept that boundary and that you respected yourself that much more.
Yeah, I think
Right.
just being very straightforward about sort of the rules of engagement. That she doesn't get to kind of play these silly games. If she wants to have a relationship with you, she needs to respect your identity. And if she can't do that, she can't play these silly games. She needs to just sort of own what it is that she feels.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not you
Yeah.
refusing to have a relationship. That's her refusing to participate in the relationship in a way that respects both of you, even if she tries to say otherwise. Don't listen to that.
Yeah, and a lot of it's been, I feel like there's been a lot of gaslighting or manipulation in terms of like, it's besides like making me feel guilty, I've actually felt confused at points because she'll take something I said months ago at my therapist and say, oh, you told me they said this. And she's gone on smear campaigns to like, I guess like a distant cousin I didn't even realize is trans and told her, oh yeah, like her therapist got her on HRT in under a year. And then the trans cousins that I have had told my mother like, oh, that doesn't sound right. It took me like 4 years. So like she's telling people lies too or manipulating what I say. So it's like, and then when I try to get away, like she'll be like, well, if you keep doing this, I don't want to talk to you. And I'll be like, okay, if you need space, then fine, I won't talk to you. And I give her the space, and then she's stalked my home. She's pounded on my door until I opened up. Like, so it's like, I don't even know. I don't want to sound harsh, but like, should I even continue trying to like continue with this relationship, or is it just like, does it seem like it's a dead end? Like I'm just emotionally conflicted. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not harsh. Let me just say that right out of the gate. Like cutting somebody out of your life because they treat you like shit is a reasonable thing to do. That is not excessive. Whether or not you want to have a relationship with this person is entirely up to you. And so I might encourage you to sort that out by talking to a close friend or to a therapist or things along those lines, because there is a little bit of a cost-benefit analysis. I would say from everything that you're describing that unless there's some kind of come to Jesus moment, if you'll pardon the expression, where she actually like hears you and is willing to make some concessions and work with you on some very specific requests like respect my gender identity, pay attention when I talk about who I am, don't lie to me or lie to other people about me. There are a couple of very valid rules that you can put into place, and I would encourage you to do so. But ultimately, is this relationship worth it? Do you want to stay in this relationship? That's not a question that three strangers on the internet could ever answer. This is obviously an important part of your life and your identity. But more than anything, I think that we would all agree in saying that you have the right to whatever choice you want to make, and whatever choice is going to serve you is the one that you should make.
Yeah, that's helpful. I get so conflicted. It's hard to like, I don't know, like decide if I'm making the right decision or not. But yeah.
I totally understand, Jesse. I wish we could give you more time. We are running short, so we're going to have to say goodnight. But like we say this all the time, but we really do mean it. Please call back and let us know if things change or improve. We love to hear, the growth in the stories of our callers. So I hope you have a good night and good luck with your situation.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.